Hello. Today we deep dive into the Tesladin or the dual Dream build from the Paladin and yeah, have a look at what is necessary to get that build up and running. So let's have a look what is crucial for the build. We have the Dream helmet and the Dream shield. You best take a shield, a paladin shield on the paladin with 45 to all resistances. Then you, sorry, you take or you need the two ER and the two pool runes for the dual dream. And this is the base to get that build to work as it is. What you want, so why is that build functional in the first place? Because there was in the past, in the old Diablo, a long time before Diablo 2 Resurrected, there was a bug which became a feature, uh, especially when you have auras on items. They won't be used instead, but add up. So you have 2 times level 15 Aura Holy Shock. This will add up to level 30. So why does this function in the second hand? Because the synergies will work 100%. So this is why the build is skilled as shown now. You have the Holy Shock level 30 aura from the two items, the helmet and the shield. And you have two synergies on Holy Shock. Resistance against lightning and salvation. So the two defensive auras. This is the main reason why you put 20 hard points into them, because every synergy counts and every hard point counts. And nice effect on the side. If you put 20 hard points in resistance versus lightning, you get 10 max lightning resistance all the time. So this being said, you want as the main aura the conviction aura to use in the battle. You want it on level 25, I think, when it is like 160, 170 around to after the breaking of the immunities of the monsters, you want like yeah, at least yeah, this amount decreased. You don't pay attention to attack rating at all on this build because, as you can see, the defense on the monsters, on the opponents, will decrease more than 90%. So this being said, your main attack is seal. So you are kind of a sealer, but with an additional lightning damage and the aura, which always is active passively through the two items. So what do you want on the combat skills? You want enough hard points into seal that you get the 5 hits. This is normally done with 1 hard point. I need to respec him, but I'm still missing some min-max items to yeah, to make that respecking worth it. And the rest you put into sacrifice and holy shield. Holy shield for the defense for sure, and because 1 hard point into seal gets you, I think, 6 or 8% more damage each level, and the synergy sacrifice gives you 12% damage per level. So this is why this is been maxed out long before seal and after that. So your order is normally you go for the two main synergies. You can put one hard point into this column each. Depends how you like to play. I decided not to because hardcore I invested those 3 points into Holy Shield. You want like 1 point into seal, 20 into sacrifice, the rest, as mentioned, into Holy Shield. And the conviction you want like level 25 around. But it's not too bad if you have a bit less or a bit more, whatever. It's working functionally as it is. So this being said, back to the items. What you want lightning thunder. So for lightning immunes, you want to break the immunity. Then they are at, I think, 95% after the breaking of the immunity itself. So after that, you can consider as a cheap option. So if you kind of saved all your runes for the 2 Yar runes to build the 2 dream items, you want like Shale tier, like the Crescent Moon. You have minus 35% lightning resistance on the enemy. This is really, really damn awesome because with together with the Thunder, you can decrease every enemy in the game to at least 60% lightning resistance. And additionally, you have like, I think 20%, so 1/5, which is shown in the conviction aura, which takes effect and applies on the enemies after breaking the immunity. So in my case here, minus 130, 1/5 is about yeah, kind of 25 about roundabout. So from the 60, we decreased the enemies down. There is another 25 decrease. So the enemies will land on about, with the Crescent Moon, they will land at about 35, 40% lightning resistance, where your lightning damage boosted by the 2 synergies and level 30 aura will take effect quite massively. What else you want? You want, for sure, at least in hardcore, this is crucial, you want max resistances. Yeah, as mentioned, the lightning resistance is boosted up by 10 on the max because of the synergy. I like to have a bit fire resistance more as well, so I gave him Inferno Stride to boost that up as well. What you for sure want in hardcore, either you go for the Dungo's belt or String of Ears for the damage reduction, 15% on each. I went for String of Ears because it's much cheaper and has the life leech, which kind of helps you from time to time. It's not really necessary, but helping a bit. What else you want? You want a torch and an Anilus. As you can see, even the worst roll stats are quite fine, as long as in hardcore you get the all resistances high enough for max resistance. With the Holy Shield, second part of the defense concept, you want the max block, like 75% block chance. And yeah, as a third point of defense, you want like the defense itself quite high, that the enemies won't hit you at all in the first place. So what else you want? You can, as I did it here on this character, you can add to the lightning damage a bit of physical damage. So you have the choice if you want like a kind of budget build. You can go for the Crescent Moon, Shale Tears. So you have the 2 Jar runes, the 2 Pool runes, the 1 rune, and maybe what is really good in hardcore, Shaft Stopper. Um, you have the damage reduction 30 plus the 15% of the String of Ears or the Verdungo, or at least 10 if bad roll. You have like the 45% damage radius in total, which really boost your defense concept further. If you are confident enough in hardcore, in softcore it doesn't matter if you die, it's only a bit of loss of experience. But if you're confident enough in hardcore for switching out the shaft armor, you can go, for example, what I did for Fortitude, for the extra physical damage and the chance to cast the chill armor, which boosts your defense even further. And yeah, the hard 7 damage radius is nice as well. And you have the resistances and even more boosted up lightning resistance, which helps you a lot with the burning souls. As I already have the physical damage boost by the 40, I decided, and I had found or traded. No, I traded it, found another low rune. So I decided, okay, let's go for Grief. Even more physical damage added up by a bit of poison damage. And yeah, the Grief is just a really nice it's kind of cheap for what you get, even with the worst rolls. So Grief and 40 boosts your physical damage, so this combination will, yeah, kind of kick out any issues with lightning immunities that you hack on the monsters really often because, yeah, even if there is a monster immune against physical and lightning, you break the lightning with the Sunder, um, deal a bit of physical, and yeah, this should do kind of the trick. Yeah, the amulet, you may want to go for Maras or a Metal Grid for the defense boost. You can go for the Cat's Eye for the faster run walk. It's kind of what you like. I have here that kind of cheap. I think I paid a Fall rune or something, so really cheap. Um, because it only has 1, 2 skills, but has the 10 faster cast rate, which could help, uh, yeah, with a fast cast rate breakpoints if I would decide in the far future to go for an Enigma for the fast run walk and the teleport. But tele in hardcore is always kind of a two sides of the medal, and you risk to die when you tele into a fanatism pack or something. So walking is much safer, and with this character, even much more fun. Yeah, as mentioned, I like to go for the Inferno Strike at the boots because of the maxed fire resistance. The rings, yeah, I have like really crappy rings, just bit of resistances, this bit of magic damage radius, kind of really crap, but yeah, helps me to get that lightning resistance overcapped. A Ravenfrost really helps you a lot on this build because you want the cannot be frozen, and the dexterity is really nice for your max block as well. Gloves, yeah, you can go for laying on hands, which really, in addition with Grief, gives you like 500% more damage against demons, which helps really massively with every boss you can find. I have like those crap dual gloves with 10 crushing blow and lightning resistance and a bit MF. So it's kind of whatever you prefer and like. Yeah, but on hardcore, as mentioned, you really want to go for max resistances. In the slot, in the weapon switch slot, you want that CTA. I have a 1, so paid 1 is for it. So even this helps you a lot in survivability on hardcore. So let's have a look on the gameplay. Before I forgot, you can choose whichever mercenary you like the most. I decided for more damage and kind of a tank on the front to go for the Act 5 mercenary, which I had equipped like this. So I gave him, because of it, so just a nice budget option, a bulwark in an ethereal barb helmet. It has +1 to iron skin, helping to boost his defense a bit. I didn't find a better base for that. Best most probably would be an ethereal Ariad's face, but this is kind of pricey, so I decided not to buy that. I gave him a fortitude for even more damage. What I decided to go for is the Amlemko Lawbringer because of the aura, which knocks back undead dolls, which is one of the most dangerous enemy category in hardcore. The dolls and the souls are the most really annoying enemies, which brings you to death in an instant. So this is what can prevent that. This has life leech as well as the bulwarks. So this is like 13% life leech in total, which helps a lot that the merc is almost never dying. And for even more damage boost, I found that, not even traded it, an ethereal head striker. I upped that, and it has the 130% deadly strike, which doubles the damage of the mercenary each hit he does. I put a shell into it. Don't know if I reach another breakpoint with it, but it was the cheapest I had in mind, which could bring a good effect. So this is the mercenary. Let's have a look how he is in action. So we want to bow, and you can see like 500 life increase only with level 1. So this is really, really a good investment. So you want to put the conviction aura, you want to hit with seal, you want to make sure that this is always up. So let's have a look. You can see the mercenary and the aura itself does already kind of a good damage. You can see that. Sure, it's players 1. From players 3, I think the aura damage drops off quite a bit. You could min-max the complete build, like if you gave him instead of a 40, for example. Here we have one example of a lightning immune, which has a broken immunity, so you don't deal damage too much. But if you hit him with the physical damage, it's not an issue at all. And what you can go for if you want to min-max the aura damage, you could go for a 4-socket 100 life armor where you put 4/5/5 lightning facets into, which is really, really pricey, which will cost you a lot, but will boost the aura damage to heats which are insane. Really, really. It will be insanely high aura damage then. And with the Crescent Moon, I have the grief here. You want, if you go this way, you really, really want to go for the Crescent Moon weapon. Best in faceplate. Don't hit those fire shrines. Will kind of take 40% or 50% of your life. Anyways, whatever defense or stuff you have, it just drops down your health far. So you don't want to click on those, at least not in hardcore. And as you can see, it's quite a fun gameplay. You just walk through the enemies and they get pre-damaged, and if you arrive, you hit them until they're dead. And even with not too good of gear, so the basic stuff is here, sure, but yeah, it's not like it's really, really maxed out. Oh, you want to always be cautious with the curse. I always make a tactical retreat until it's gone with the with the with the other aura. Oh, and here we go again. We need to be cautious. Yeah, this is the Tesladin. What you could do if you have the budget and you want to go really, really into that aura dean damage stuff, you could change the armor and the weapon. You can go for a dragon in the armor slot, which has, I think, level 14. And you can go for a Hand of Justice rune word. In Faceplate would be best as well, which has level 16, or vice versa. One has 16, one has 14. Holy Fire Aura. So you would have level 30 Fire Aura and level 30 Dream Holy Shock Aura. So you have, this is a dual hybrid build, which is really much, much more, which really costs you much more, but is really, really fun to play as well. But yeah, you don't necessarily need it. You can really go for kind of, except of the 2 jar runes, for a kind of budget build. You have seen the crap gear I gave him. You really are safer with a shaft stopper on hardcore. At least you bit more less damage, and you can go for the Crescent Moon, and you would have kind of nothing, which really is expensive except of the 2 jar runes. So if we switch that out, we have like an 2 jar and 2 pool, and the rest is kind of, yeah, maybe lem to pool each. And you have the 3 things which are kind of expensive, at least at the start of the ladder, but the rest is really okay. And to show you that it is working really good with Shaft and Crescent Moon as well, let's go for a quick Eldritch visit. And yeah, as you can see, this is really working out with no issue at all. And for movement speed, you can just charge. And here goes Shank. So this was the guide. Let me know what you think about it. If you have done Tesladin in your past, or maybe you're playing it at the moment, or you think for it in the future. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it, and have a nice weekend. Bye bye.